Hi there, this is Teresa. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a current subscriber, welcome. If you are new, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're going to do all signs, Aries through Pisces. What is the energy surrounding you at this time? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear? What's the advice from Spirit? Keep in mind, this is general collective. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. If you would like a live one-on-one reading, I do have limited 15-minute or 30-minute options. You can either message me directly through my website or you can email me directly, TimelessDivineTarot@gmail.com. All right, let's get started with Aries first. This week, what is the date going to be? Let's see here. The 11/2 through 11/9. All right, Aries, what is it that you need to know? What's the energy around you this week? What's the energy surrounding those with Aries placements? Juliet, inner strength, independence, secret help, keeping secrets, engagement, proposal, appointment, kindness, loving, and being realistic. So secretly, somebody is going to connect with you this week. Somebody who is very kind, very loving, very realistic. And you're being asked to be very independent with your strength, with keeping a secret for somebody this week. It's somebody that you're needing to, there's a purpose why this person is telling you, telling you this secret. The 8 of Swords. Yeah, you may be caught up in your head when you find out this secret. You may be finding out somebody got engaged or somebody got married secretly. They ran off and did this and they haven't told anyone else. It could be a family member. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. You're going to feel at a loss because you want to say something. And you're being asked to use your kindness and be realistic and do not say anything. Don't tell anybody because you're going to be crossing this person's boundaries. 6 of Swords. You need to just be at a place of peace with saying congratulations or whatever it is that you want to say, but you need to be purely in the eyes of love when you get this information. Yeah, 3 of Swords. It's going to hurt or disappoint someone else. There's a third party that may be impacted, that may be disappointed. So for example, let's say your sister or your brother goes and gets married at the courthouse and they call and tell you after that, hey, I just got married at the courthouse, or hey, I just got engaged, but I haven't told mom, I haven't told dad, I haven't told grandma, and they don't want you to say anything. You're going to want to say something because they're going to be disappointed they weren't there to be a part of it. So you're finding this out. You're being asked to use your inner strength to just lead with love and allow this person to tell whoever these third-party people are in time when they're ready to tell them. All right, so you're getting a secret this week from somebody that's close to you. All right, what's the angel number of advice for you? What is the angel number of advice for Aries placements this week, November 2nd through the 9th? 404, mind energy is your angel number. It says, focus, determine, prepare, mental strength, which is your first card you had, clarity, resolve, and future readiness. Prepare your mind for future challenges of mental strength, and focus will help you overcome obstacles with determination and hard work. So you're going to really need to mentally focus on not saying something. So when you talk to Grandma Joni or Grandma Martha and she asks about so-and-so, you're going to have to use all your strength to not spill the beans. There's something about keeping this secret until it's ready to come out. Maybe you're finding out somebody got married or got proposed to, got engaged, or there's some type of secret that you're going to have to keep this week. All right, Taurus. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. What's the energy around those with Taurus placements November 2nd through the 9th this week? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear that's going to serve their highest good? Those with Taurus placements. I'm hearing that song, A Whole New World. You're needing to accept that a situation you're needing to identify is no longer working. Something or someone you were pacifying for quite some time, clearly identifying and maintaining control that you have patiently been waiting for this person to fulfill your needs in more ways than one, maybe in all ways. And you're going to have to accept the pain this week and identify that this person is not going to satisfy some type of, you're going to have to identify that you've been patient and you've been waiting for this long enough. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. So you're caught up in your head trying to make sense of, why is this person not giving you what you want? Why are they not? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. You're identifying there's a lack of passion. There's a lack of forward movement. There's a lack of progression here. And there's bad luck attached to the situation. 2 of Swords in reverse. 5 of Batons, which is the 5 of Wands in reverse, and the Devil in reverse. So you're needing to accept that you have been pacifying the situation for far too long, that you have been allowing the luck in your life to keep going down and dwindling. And you're needing to recognize that you need to have more control of understanding that and accept the pain that comes with the situation, that this person is not going to give you what you want. For some of you, you've been with this person for 8 months, some of you 8 years, and you're at a loss. There's a lack of drive, and you're really needing to persuade yourself and identify that this person is continually hurting you in all ways, in all aspects, maybe financially, maybe mentally, maybe spiritually, energetically, they're depleting you. And Spirit is wanting you to identify that you don't have to participate with somebody who's just not fulfilling your needs, that you're really robbing yourself from that inner joy. You're taking from yourself by continually allowing this to happen and pacifying the situation. There's a sense of certainty that you have when it comes to this person this week because of it. So you need to identify that you've been patiently waiting for something that has not happened. All right, let's get an angel number of advice for Taurus. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance? I see that 555. You see that? Get grounded. It says, if you're feeling burnt out from overworking, the angels are encouraging you to get your energy grounded. So if you're putting in overtime with this relationship, this friendship, this romantic partner, this circumstance, reassess what your priorities are and determine what your thoughts are that keep you in the constant state of simply doing this. Why do you keep contributing to something? Why do you keep pacifying this person or the situation when you're clearly not happy? What's causing you to feel this way that you have to feel less than? So that's what you have to identify this week. All right, Gemini. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. What is the energy surrounding Gemini this week? November 2nd through the 9th. Gemini, what is the energy that you need to know? What do you need to be aware of that's going to serve your highest good? Gemini, what is the energy around Gemini placements? There's going to be a misunderstanding with somebody that you're flirting with, you are trying to seduce potentially, and you may question, is this person reciprocating or not? You're needing to trust what your intuition is telling you, that this person is not somebody that can be trusted. Okay, maybe you care more about them than they care about you. You may be trying to do things for this person. This feels like a workplace situation. You may be trying to do things for this person to get them to like you, and don't misunderstand. You're using that kindness because you're weak in the knees for this person. You may like this person. You're trying to flirt with them. You're trying to gain some type of maybe physical attention with them. And Spirit is saying you need to calm down and listen to your intuition. Your intuition is telling you you need to trust that you are misinterpreting or misreading the room with this person. The Hermit. Yeah, you need to pull back and really don't live in a fantasy or an illusion. Really feel through what is happening here with this person. The Emperor, this could be your boss. You might be trying to seduce your boss. You might be trying to flirt with your boss. You may be misreading, thinking your boss is flirting with you, or that your boss is trying to seduce you. You need to use your intuition to understand that you're misinterpreting whatever this communication is. 3 of Swords. There might be a little disappointment, especially if you did like this person and you thought maybe they liked you. You're not reading the room correctly. Yeah, 9 of Coins. So you're really needing to focus on your independence when this comes through. Pull back and reduce your anxiety. Try to calm your nerves. Maybe go outside, spend some time grounding your energy, maybe doing some breathing exercises, and kind of try to relax to a state where you can listen to your intuition. Listen to what your inner GPS is telling you, because there's going to be a misunderstanding in the situation, And Spirit is saying you need to listen to your intuition. Your intuition's been trying to tell you there shouldn't have been a misunderstanding here. All right, well, let's get an angel number of advice for Gemini. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance for those with Gemini placement that need to hear the guidance this week? 222 on the clock. To be seen 222. 55, be grateful. Okay, it says, gratitude, abundance, acceptance, positivity, contentment. Stop dwelling on problems you cannot solve or situations that bring you down. So you may feel like a sense of defeatedness once you pull back and you listen to your intuition. Like, oh crap, I read the room wrong. I thought they were flirting with me, but they were really just being really nice to me. You just be grateful that you're finally listening to your intuition. And ask yourself and embrace the gratitude of the experience and what life is going to have to offer, because you're going to be able to align with it. So being grateful for understanding that, yes, I finally need to listen to my intuition. Yes, I'm finally desiring what the truth is. All right, Cancer. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. What's the energy around Cancer placements this week? November 2nd through the 9th. What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? Cancer placement. What does Cancer need to know? Cancer. You have a lot of worries this week. You don't know if someone's going to be able to let go of the past and come back towards you. And you might find like you're trying to aggressively protect that there could be a reconciliation. So you may try to take a risk to go towards this person because you are being a little bit aggressive, a little bit of a tyrant, trying to get this person to reconcile with you. You're being asked to undertake the idea that you need to sit and wait. There's something about sitting and waiting, sitting down. Don't stand up and try to pursue this person. Sit down is what I'm hearing. What is this? I'm hearing that song, Easy Come, Easy Go. I don't know who sings that. There's the Death card. So you had an ending with this person, Scorpio energy. The Knight of Cups, you're trying to rush in and love bomb them to try to get them back, to try to meet up with you, to try to resolve the conflict. Spirit is saying, accept the defeat. You need to sit down. Why are they being asked to sit down? Three of Wands, there's no future with this person. You keep holding on, you keep regurgitating, you keep trying to undertake a reconciliation. And Spirit is saying there's no reconciliation that should be had. This person has put boundaries in place, or maybe you need to put healthy boundaries in place to read and understand that this conflict never got resolved. And there was a reason it didn't get resolved. And you keep trying to regurgitate the past, keep trying to bring it back up, keep trying to reconcile. And Spirit is saying, stop trying to take the risk of going back into this. This ended for a reason, because there's no future here with you and this person. You have to accept. Why is there no future with them? With Cancer and this person this week. Why is there no future here? Why is there defeat? The Two of Wands. There's no future. This person is not wanting to build a life or build a future. The Four of Swords. They're at peace with the breakup. They've let it go. They're okay with it. They don't hate you for it. So if you feel like they hate you and that's why you need reconciliation, they don't hate you for it. This is somebody who has just let it go. They're at peace and contentment with, and Spirit is saying you need to stop fearing the inevitable and being able to let it go. What is the advice for Cancer placements? What is it that you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Cancer placements? What's your advice? What does that say? 1177 growth. It says, learning to develop nature, potential, success, and expansion. Take steps toward learning personal development. So you're needing to really grow from this experience. Engage in activities like classes, reading, or spending time in nature to unlock your potential so that you can achieve success in your life. So ask yourself, what area of my life would I benefit learning and growing? Obviously, this experience is something that's been very heart-wrenching. Maybe it's very traumatic for you that you really are determined to have this person back because you feel like it's going to make you happy. But there's something about you're needing to really grow from this experience and learn who you truly are. Leo. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. What is the energy this week, November 2nd through the 9th, for Leo placements? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? Okay, so It looks like, Leo, you may be severing ties with somebody that you're married to, somebody that you plan to marry, somebody that you had an entanglement with or a intimate encounter with. And this person is going to try to woo you. They're going to chase you. They're going to doubt over you and try to keep you. But it looks like you are immediately exiling this person. You're banishing them from your life. Why is this? Why is Leo going through this week, Spirit? The Moon, your intuition is very strong about what you need to do. The Two of Batons, so you potentially are feeling strong that there is no future with this person. Give me more. The Four of Swords, you're at peace with banishing ties, severing ties, the Ten of Wands. You have hit rock bottom. You have decided you were done. You are no longer going to be on the defense or the offense potentially. You're out of here. With the Ten of Wands, it looks like you have accepted defeat. You've got to a place of transition of, you know what? I've thought long and hard about this. I've slept on this. I've decided that I no longer want to be entangled with this. Why is this person seeking to chase you? They are doting over you. They are asking for your hand, trying to woo you. Why is this person not wanting to let Leo go? King of Batons, because they have confidence that you are their person. It could be somebody you were having sexual relations with that they don't want to lose that intimacy. What else? Seven of Cups, the Hierophant. So this person is confident that you do have a lot of choices, and then you definitely could go towards someone else. You could get married to someone else, but they're also learning that they want commitment. So if you were in an intimate relationship, a physical relationship with this person wants to woo you. They're confident that they want to give you another choice, that they want to be in a commitment with you. It looks like if for some of you, you're married to this person. For others of you, this is an intimate relationship. If you're in an exclusive relationship with this person or you're married to them, it does look like this person knows you have a lot of choices, but they're learning confidently they don't want the other choices. That's why they're trying to woo you. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Death card? Because you're ending it. You're saying, c'est la vie. Could be dealing with a Cancer, fire, a lot of fire placement. Taurus, fire, and a little bit of water. All right, let's get a card of advice for Leo placements for this week. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance for those with Leo placements? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Leo? Number 8, abundance. It says prosperity, opportunity, financial stability, emotional well-being, if I could speak, emotional well-being and transformation. If you're struggling financially or emotionally due to changes in your life or relationships, your angels want you to know that these difficulties are temporary and also an opportunity for growth. So you may need to, if you're a master manifester, you may need to use this breakup or breakdown of a relationship or situation to create abundance in your life. And it could be spiritual abundance, it could be financial abundance, it could be emotional abundance, it could be physical, tangible abundance. But Spirit is saying use this opportunity to harness, instead of, going through a process of sitting in grief and sulk and maybe anger or resentment because things didn't work the way you wanted to. You're the one who's at peace with acceptance, but there's abundance that's lining up because of that acceptance. Okay. All right. Virgo. All right, Virgo. This week, what is it that you need to know? November 2nd through the 9th, Virgo placements. What do you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Virgo? What's the energy around Virgo placements this week? Virgo. Okay, so you are being asked to really step your game up. I don't know what you're doing, but you don't have an aggressive strategy, a game plan to overcome some type of obstacles or blockages. And this is impacting your progression. You're not accelerating. You're kind of like, I'm seeing like a truck stuck in the mud. It's just spinning its tires. So whatever you're doing, you're stuck in the mud. This week, Spirit is saying that you need to aggressively strategize what is your plan. So let's see what this is for Virgo placements. What is this that they need to step up and step forward to overcome some type of barrier or blockage? What is this for Virgo? What is this for Virgos? Virgos. The Devil. You could be dealing with addictions, substances, vices, negative thoughts or belief. You could be stuck in a pattern of negative thoughts. You're really needing to accelerate by stepping up on something here. We got the 5 of Swords in reverse. So there's a lot of maybe toxic misunderstanding, miscommunication between you, potentially with somebody else or within yourself. The King of Batons, the King of Wands in reverse. You're lacking the confidence. Give me one more for this barrier, this obstacle that Virgo is needing to overcome. Nine of Coins and the 4 of Batons in reverse. So the 4 of Wands in reverse is telling me that you are potentially in a situation that's not stable. Whatever you've been doing, it's not stable. That stuck in the mud energy means that whatever this devil is, this monkey on your back, you need to get rid of it. So this could be a thought process that you have. It could be a low self-esteem, low confidence that you have about yourself. It could be a vice. It could be a person. I don't think it's a person. I don't see a lot of people out here, but you could just be in this toxic energy and it's keeping you stuck. It's a double-edged sword because you're staying exactly where you're at. You're not gaining any progression. You're not really accelerating past where you're at. And Spirit is saying you need to aggressively tear the walls down, completely strip away whatever this devil or toxic negative energy is around you and get to the core of where you need to step forward. You need to step up in your life. There's something about the 9 of Pentacles. This could be a work situation. You could be doing the same exact thing at work, but you're not gaining any traction. You're not gaining any acceleration, meaning you're not learning, you're not making enough money. This 9 of Pentacles, there's a sense of independence that you need to independently step up to overcome some type of blockages, some type of barriers or obstacles. And you need to aggressively pursue getting rid of whatever this is, this monkey on your back, this problem, this situation. All right. Let's get an angel card of advice for Virgo placements. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Virgos? What is this advice? 5-5, be grateful. It says, gratitude comes with abundance and acceptance, positive contentment, but it's a reciprocity. So stop dwelling on problems you cannot solve, on situations that bring you down. That's that devil. That's that negative thought. Embrace gratitude and reciprocity for what life does offer you. And you're going to align with your soul's desire. So what are 3 things that you can practice gratitude for that can shift your focus from negative to positive? So every time there's a negative, that monkey on your back keeps coming up, I want you to counter it with 3 positive affirmations to overcome it. All right, Libra. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Libra, this week, what is the energy around Libra placements? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear that's going to serve their highest good? Libras. All right, Libras. I'm hearing that song by Boyz II Men. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. So you're going to be challenged this week, Libra, to be able to recognize that it's time to say farewell. Farewell, good luck, goodbye. It may be hard, may be difficult, but there is a difference in values. So somebody or something, there's a change of heart this week that you are needing to shift and be optimistic and trust why this goodbye is necessary. I don't know if this is a person or belief. We'll see here. What is this for Libra? King of Batons in reverse. There's a lack of confidence. There's a lack of trust. There's a lack of desire. What is this? The Four of Coins. You keep holding on to it. You keep abusing yourself by holding on to something that's just not working. And give me what this is that Libra needs. Is this a person or is this a thought? What is this? Is this a value that was once significant? What is this? It's a person. Okay, so we've got the King of Batons in reverse and we've got the Queen upright. This is a person you're not in alignment with. You may say, but Teresa, they're my soulmate. They're my divine counterpart. They're the person I'm supposed to be with. But this person has betrayed you. This person has maybe abused you. They have taken your kindness for weakness. They have not been, I'm seeing like dauntingness. So they have not been a light in your life. They have not brought you into a confident state that you need to be. They're not healthy for you. And that could be why this is going to be a major undertaking for you to finally say, you know what? It's time to say goodbye. Because this person is not valuing you the way you need to be valued. And they're manipulating you. Give me one more on this. And it's just not fair, Libra. It's just not fair. What is this? Give me one more. Yep, Five of Wands. Ace of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of passion and desire. And the Six of Wands. It's disrupting your peace. It's disrupting your peace. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. You're being asked to have a brand new beginning without this person. To boot, scoot, boogie in a different direction. You could be dealing with earth sign, fire sign, fire sign, fire, a lot of fire. You could be married to this person. You could have been with this person for a long time. Maybe you live together. You have to really be open and receptive to recognizing what's not working and if it's disrupting your peace. All right, what is the angel number of advice for Libra placements? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? Libra. 4442, you're seeing signs everywhere. It says you're getting messages and guidance that you need to be aware of. The signs are telling you to listen to your intuition. Stay alert for the signs and messages around you. By tuning into the divine energies, you will be guided towards manifesting the abundance and prosperity that you truly want and deserve. All right, Scorpio. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Scorpio, November 2nd through the 9th this week. What is the energy around you? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? Scorpio placements. Scorpio. Scorpio. Okay, so I see somebody is coming back to you. Somebody that hasn't forgot you. We do have Mercury retrograde coming up here. This is a dark side. You think this person's your twin flame. This is somebody you're supposed to be with. This is actually a karmic entanglement that you haven't let go of. They're coming back again. They want you to forget how much you have cried over them, how much they've disappointed you. They're going to tell you a story that they're hoping that you don't punish them for telling you. What is this? The World. This is a cycle that has already been closed out. They're going to ask for permission to reconcile with you. The Knight of Coins, they're moving in really slowly. They're going to maybe try to convince you that there's an opportunity eventually down the road for the two of you. The Justice is, you got to see the truth of the situation. That once upon a time, yes, maybe things were okay. But a long time ago, things were really not okay for a very long time. And that is why you had to part ways. The Queen of Swords, you're being asked to maintain the healthy boundaries you've already put in place with this person. You once loved this person, but you have mourned the loss of the love you once had. And if you reopen a can that has already been closed, you're going to open up a brand new cycle of karmic lesson to be learned. And this is not your twin flame. You may thought they were your twin flame in the past, but they're not. You had to put healthy boundaries. Some of you even had to put a restraining order on this person in the past. You had to protect yourself. And Spirit is saying this person is someone who is very conniving. They're very deceptive. They're very dark. And they're very much depleting of your energy. And you did let this person go. Yeah, the Four of Cups. Spirit is saying don't take this opportunity when it comes back around. You're going to be tested from the universe, the test of faith of do you recognize the value and the work that you've done for yourself. All right, let's get a card of advice for you. What is the best piece of advice for Scorpio placements? What is it they need to know? What do they need to hear that's going to serve their highest good at this time? What is the advice for Scorpio? What's the advice? 938, keep going. Don't look back. It says perseverance, strength, endurance, guidance, resilience, and success. The angels are proud of your resilience and your efforts. They are sending you strength and guidance through these challenging times, but you're working towards your success and your prosperity. So keep pushing forward. Your angel number is 938. Sagittarius, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. What is the energy around Sagittarius November 2nd through the 9th? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Sagittarius? What is the energy around Sagittarius that they need to know this week? Sagittarius. You're being asked to listen to your heart. And there is something that you've been sacrificing that you've kind of got the bum deal of it because you've been sacrificing not saying something. And you're being asked to be very open and honest and no longer sacrifice the loyalty that you feel towards somebody. There's emotion here potentially with somebody that you keep resisting in your heart, and you're getting shafted in the bad end of the deal because of it. What is this for Sagittarius? The Fool. You're being asked to listen to your intuition. Your emotions are really strong for somebody. You're very loyal, but you've been sacrificing the love that you have for this person. You've not been speaking up. Spirit is saying transition to a place of peace and comfort and go ahead and follow what your heart is telling you. And get really comfortable being at a place of peace, because you have been maybe slowly thinking about somebody. You've been trying to be practical, holding back, waiting for the right time, waiting for things to align, and you've been resisting actually speaking up about your emotions. Your intuition is going to be really strong that you need to be at a place of peace, that if you want this person, you have got to speak up. Now is the time. You're getting the dark deal because you have been indecisive. You haven't really been following what your intuition's been directing you to do, which is take a leap of faith, take the risk. And you have been kind of dropping what your intuition's been telling you because you've been making plans and all you're doing is planning, thinking about it, but you're not taking action. This week, you need to take action. Spirit is saying there's no wrong decision here. Your intuition's been telling you what you need to act upon. If you want somebody and you want to share your emotions, now is the time to activate that. All right, let's get a card of advice for Sagittarius placements. What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good this week, Sagittarius? 6-6, don't worry. I'm hearing don't worry, be happy. Calm, optimism, trust, soul's mission of joy. If you've been consumed by worry, fear, or concern about the physical world, it's time to shift your focus. Move from stressing over your needs to joyful pursuing what you feel optimistic about in your soul. And that's what your soul is telling you. You know what? It's time to speak up. Speak now. All right, Capricorn. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Capricorn, this week, November 2nd through the 9th, what is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Capricorn? All right, Capricorn. Oh. Okay, well, you may connect with somebody passionately, a new person this week, but then they're going to cut ties with you. And you may feel tempted to chase them because of the encounter the two of you have. You're needing to identify that you're not going to be able to woo this person. This is like a one and done type situation. Okay. Why is this coming out for Capricorn this week? The 8 of Swords in reverse. The 10 of Cups. You think this person you sleep with or you connect with is somebody that you're going to have your happily ever after with. Well, it does look like you're going to try to attempt to contact this person. This person is actually severing ties once the two of you do connect. They're at peace with it just being a hookup situation. You are going to desire to chase them. You're going to feel very connected to them emotionally. But what you're not seeing is this is not actually a connection that you're going to have for the long term. The Ten of Pentacles is in reverse, so there's nothing to be built on. That it was you need to identify that this was a passionate night that the two of you had. You connected physically, and you will feel that there's a sense of a bond, but Seven of Swords is letting me know that you may be lying to yourself. Maybe it was just a really good, passionate physical encounter that you're telling yourself there could be more. You're going to try to chase this person, and Spirit is saying, don't lie to yourself. That this really was a one and done. This was not meant to be a connection that you're going to be able to have as a relationship. Accept it for what it is and release it. Okay. What's the angel number for Capricorn placement? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Capricorn? What's the advice for Capricorn this week? 929, walk away. It says, release, let go of this new beginning. Have self-respect, move on, and be free. Let go of people and situations that just don't support growth. You deserve love and respect, and it is your right to seek environments that will honor that well-being. Your angel number is 929. All right, Aquarius, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Aquarius, this week, what is it that you need to know? November 2nd through the 9th, what is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good at this time, Aquarius? You're needing to realize that something has expired in your life. Something or someone that you have been connected to for a very long time. You could be working for a corporation that you just are not in the same alignment. You're not in the values with this anymore. It's actually doing more harm to your mental, physical, or maybe even your financial state. And it's poisoning your thought process, and it's leaving you not as optimistic as you once were. So if you've been working for a company for a very, very long time and you realize the work culture is toxic and negative, you are being asked to look at your future. Do you want to continue to invest in a poisonous environment that is not really incorporating what you want to feel good about yourself, where you're at, where you're going? You may have stumbled upon this job. Maybe you've been in it for a long time, but you're needing to stumble out of it. I'm seeing somebody drunkenly stumble out. 9 of coins. You could be somebody, Aquarius, that may need to consider self-employment, being an entrepreneur, opening your own business. There could be something that you're not allowing yourself to put on the table because of the toxic environment you're in right now. And it's time to say goodbye to that. Give me some more. You need to have the strength, 6 of Pentacles, there it is, the star. You need to have the strength to recognize you have the strength to walk away from this situation, the circumstance. And I'm hearing that song, running just as fast as you can, holding on to one another's hand, trying to get away. So you may be needing to run as fast as you can towards something else that you know you have the wisdom that you can slowly build. The star energy tells me that this could be part of your higher purpose. This could be your divine right, that now's the time for you to make the shift. The 9 of Pentacles is letting me know there's a sense of independence, that maybe you work for somebody, you work for a company, or you work for a corporation that you are transitioning. The time has expired that you need to step into your stardom. You're needing to do something else because this is destroying you. And there it is. These unresolved issues are just not going to get resolved if you continue to stay. All right, let's get an angel number of advice. What is the advice for Aquarius placements? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good, Aquarius? Aquarius. What do you need to hear? What do you need to know? What's your advice? 22 opportunities. It says, expansion, be courageous to explore possibilities for you to grow fearlessly. Think big and expand your horizons as far as possible. Do not set your limits on yourself. Do what you believe is possible. Don't let fear stop you from opening your mind and opportunities you might otherwise have missed. So ask yourself, what opportunities do I have that I have been limiting my potential? All right, Pisces. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Pisces. November 2nd through the 9th, what is the energy around you? What do you need to know? What do you need to hear, Pisces, that's going to serve your highest good? One more for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Something you need to seriously consider when it comes to a change in your inner circle. You have been maybe ostracized, you have been pushed away, and you keep unconditionally loving people around you. Spirit is saying now is the time for you to connect with your intuition, that you have not allowed yourself to see the bigger picture, that you potentially are staying in an area with a circle of friends potentially that's not serving your highest good. 7 of Cups. You think you don't have options. You think that you're not going to meet other friends, that you're never going to have a serious close-knit circle again. And you need to recognize that this situation you've been involved in is just not working. Yeah, all the emotions have poured out. There's some type of merit you have been waiting for in this small social circle. Maybe it's a volunteer group you participate in. Maybe it is a friend circle. You just have outgrown the opportunities, the environment, and you keep continually honoring the situation, but it's not honoring you and your emotions. Yeah, the 3 of Cups. It's definitely a friendly situation that maybe you have been friends with these people for a long time. It could be 2 or 3 people. It could be a situation where you maybe bonded over some type of events in your life, and now those events have surpassed its time and it has exited, and you're needing to recognize that these people, or this person specifically, it could be 1 to 3 people, served a purpose in your life at one time, but now there's not really an option where they fit into your new environment. So for example, when I was going through my divorce, I had a really close friend that she had just almost finalized her divorce. And we were super, super tight, very, very close. And I was actually pregnant with my youngest child at the time. And she was somebody very, very significant for me. She was there. I absolutely loved her. We were friends for a couple years because my first marriage, my relationship, the divorce took a very long time. And so she was a pillar of strength for me during that transition in my life where I was emotionally distraught for almost every day going through it, because it was hard for me because I was pregnant and I chose to file for divorce. I still loved my husband at the time, but I just was unhappy. I was miserable, and there wasn't anything I could do. So she was somebody who was really a strong advocate for me, that I could get through it, yada, yada. Anyway, come full circle. Once the divorce was finalized, about a year and a half later, after it was all said and done, I had went through a couple year process of doing that, I realized that she was still stuck in that energy of going through a divorce, and her divorce had already been finalized before mine, and I was not. I had actually graduated emotionally past my divorce, where I wasn't angry with my ex-husband anymore. I wasn't bitter with him. I wasn't resentful anymore. I had finally released all of those feelings that I had harbored, and she continued to fester to try to get me to regurgitate those feelings. And I wanted to move past it. I was done. I was over it. And I realized that our relationship had changed because I had graduated emotionally to beyond that energy or that placement in my heart. And she had not. She was still very vindictive, still very much resentful, still angry with her ex-husband, and tried to stick it to him every which way, where I moved into a different energy of my thoughts, my feelings with my ex-husband was, we had children together, we had spent many, many years together, and I still loved him and I didn't want to divorce him, but I was unhappy and I needed that divorce to find myself again. And I came full circle afterwards, and I had got to a place of peace and acceptance that our marriage had ran its course and everything happened for a reason. I had prayed for God to save my marriage, but it didn't save because there was other things in life that I was supposed to do. I was supposed to pivot at that time. And so I realized in that friendship, in that moment, that the friendship was over. And I think that's what you're needing to understand. I'm sorry, this went longer than it should have, Pisces, but I think you're needing to understand a little bit of the same type of lesson, that some type of friendship or group or society that you're meeting with, that you're connecting with, you've outgrown because you've graduated in a different area, and you're needing to realize that it's serious for you to move on, and you're needing to move past that. And there's the Page of Swords. And I think you observe it, I think you see it, and I think you understand it, but you haven't been able to assert yourself to do it. And so Spirit is saying the Seven of Coins is you've invested long enough with waiting for things to change, and they haven't changed because they're not meant to. Because seasons come and go in relationships, in friendships, in work dynamics, and your season of harvesting the good from the situation has passed. The soil has been returned over and you're moving away from it, but you're still standing there looking at the soil, waiting for something to shift, and it's not. And Spirit is saying this week, it's going to be really significant for you to see that it's time for you to really see what it is, that it's time to move past this situation. So, sorry, my advice went way too far. Okay, let me give you one final card of advice for your angels. What is your angel card of advice? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear that's going to serve your highest good? Pisces. What is the best piece of advice for Pisces placements? 818. It says, breaking old patterns. Patterns, reflection, change and growth, mindset and cycles. Pause and reflect before moving forward with any type of project or situation. Even if you're deeply invested, take this time to reconsider what benefit this has for you to continue to be involved. Avoid getting stuck in a pattern that is negative and no longer serving you. As with you, you're needing to focus on what you want to manifest. And this is exactly what I was saying, like with my experience with my friend. We had went through a season where we needed to be friends, and then after that, there was a breaking of the friendship that I chose to end it because I was no longer in that mindset. I was no longer in that point in my life, and I moved past it. So, of course, that was where the parting of the ways is. And I think that's what you're needing to understand. This week, you're going to feel very strong that you're going to be asked to make that decision.